Looking for a fun series to cosplay from? Look no further than Bluey. Bluey is an amazing show for everyone to enjoy with all the amazing catchphrases, fun characters, and meaningful storylines. The character I'll be cosplaying as is Bluey's dad Bandit, as he's my favorite character from the show. To start off, I'm going to glue my eyebrows down. I'm doing this as I'm going to cover my eyebrows for this cosplay. This will allow me to draw new eyebrows in so that my eyebrows will look similar to the characters. Depending on what your eyebrows look like, you might need to repeat up to 3 times to make sure all of the hairs are glued down. After prepping my eyebrows, I move on to the first step of the makeup process, which is to prime my face using primer. To conceal my eyebrows, I will be using a concealer. Some companies have concealer products designed to cover your eyebrows, but a concealer works just as well. I personally use an eyeshadow brush to apply the concealer on, as it works better for me compared to using the stick. To set my concealer, I use makeup setting powder. I use Mehron's setting powder as I find it to be the best one I've used. Again, depending on your eyebrows, you might need a second or a third coat of concealer to ensure that your eyebrows are covered. Now on to the fun, yet challenging part, the face paint. To draw the brownish yellowish details, I'm using a water-based mustard yellow face paint from Moon Creations. I got this online on Amazon, and to apply, I use an eyeshadow brush so that I can draw where I want the mustard yellow colors to be. For the blue details, I use this light blue face paint stick from CC Beauty that I also got on Amazon. This one is a more thick, cream-based face paint which works well since I have to draw blue eyebrows on. Again, I use an eyeshadow brush to apply as it makes the detailing process easier. To complete Bandit's look, I am using black Snazaroo face paint. This time I will be using a hydro sponge and an eyeshadow brush for application. To set my face paint, I will be using setting powder, while you can also use setting spray. In this case, I prefer using powder so that I don't risk splattering my face paint. I am also face painting my ears so that my ears integrate into my cosplay. I choose to face paint them blue as Bandit is mostly blue and it matches with the show's color aesthetic. Now time to put on the wig. I am using a short black Arda Wigs wig. The ears on this wig were actually made out of t-shirt fabric, stuffed with polyfill, and sewn onto this wig instead of being attached onto a headband. Since Bandit has light blue hands, I will be wearing baby blue colored Wheel of Colors shoulder gloves. When you buy these gloves, I recommend wearing ones that are skin tight as opposed to easier to put on. As for the shirt, my shirt was actually a long sleeve shirt I bought on Amazon, and the details of my shirt were also made out of t-shirt fabric. Now after all the time getting ready, you're in your Bandit cosplay. You're ready to have fun and play keepy uppy and musical statues and say his iconic catchphrases and... Wait a second. Looks like you forgot one more thing. Oh right. The tail. I made this tail using fur fabric and stuffed with polyfill. This is what my pattern looked like in case anyone is interested in making one. On the top of the tail, I sewed elastic onto it to allow a belt to go through it. I recommend making a belt tunnel big enough for the belt to go through, but also small enough so that there is some resistance. This will allow for the belt to be more attached to the tail and will let you wag. To add to the fun, you can have a unicorn's hand puppet. I personally made mine using fleece and felt fabric, with the mane being made out of fur fabric and the horn being made out of mono magic painted with gold rub and buff. And that concludes my video. If anyone has questions about my Bandit cosplay or cosplay in general, feel free to comment below, and with that, happy cosplaying.